is KB9LBP. Can anybody copy?
I hear you in Tuscaloosa, KO4OJA.
Roger, Roger. Just wanted to make sure I was making it in, so appreciate the comeback. This is KB9LBP. Name is Steve over here in Fairfield.
Calling all radio amateurs, please stand by for the University Amateur Radio Club's Thursday Night Net. This net meets each Thursday night at 8 o'clock Central Time in support of the University of Alabama's Amateur Radio Club. You do not have to be a member of UARC to check in, and all licensed amateur radio operators are encouraged to participate. This is KV4S. My name is Russell, and I'm located in Chelsea, Alabama, and I will be your net control station for this session of the net. Stations with emergency or priority traffic are welcome to break the net at any time. The University Amateur Radio Club thanks Russell, KV4S, for facilitating IRLP, Echolink, and All-Star connectivity for the net, and ONW3NH and the North Alabama Repeater Association for use of their IRLP nodes. A list of participating repeaters and nodes is available at uarc.n4lx.com. Are there any business or announcements for the net? When checking in, please give your call sign slowly and phonetically using ITU phonetics, along with your name and location. Stations unable to check in over the air may do so online by using the check-in at uarc.n4lx.com. Trivia questions are posted online at the same URL, uarc.n4lx.com. I will read them over the air after we're done taking check-ins. So at this time, we will go to Tuscaloosa and call for any stations on the Tuscaloosa node or the surrounding area. Please call now.
Kilo Oscar 4, Oscar Juliet Alpha, Allen and Northport.
Kilo India 5, Romeo Victor X-Ray, Connor in Tuscaloosa.
All right, let me acknowledge these stations. We've got Kilo Oscar 4, Oscar Juliet Alpha, Allen, and KI5RVX Connor. Thank you guys for checking in from the Tuscaloosa area. I've also got a web check-in, David Williams, K4DXY from Centerpoint, checked in online. And again, if you can't make it on over RF and want to check in with the net, uarc.n4lx.com is how you do that. He says, Charlie Alpha Charlie and a roll time. Thank you for that, David. Anyone else in the Tuscaloosa area, please call now. All right, hearing no additional stations from the Tuscaloosa area, we'll move over to Birmingham. Anyone on the Birmingham node or surrounding areas, please call now.
This is Kilo Bravo 9, Lima Bravo Papa, KB9 LBP, Steve in Fairfield.
This is Whiskey 3 November Hotel. Good evening, Russell. Good evening to the net.
All right, so far we've got KB9LBP, Steve, thank you for checking in with us, and W3MH Owen. Any others, Tuscaloosa, any others, Birmingham? We must be losing hands with all this heat. Or maybe they're enjoying their summer. Let's move up to Coleman and Huntsville. Anyone on the Coleman and Huntsville nodes, please call now. I see them connected. Owen, can you tell if we're coming over the repeater up there?
I'll check.
QFL. While we wait, I will come across some news the other day. I believe Huntsville is doing a special event station. I didn't get all the details. Maybe someone from Huntsville can fill us in later. There's a NASA special event. K4S is the special event call sign, and I'm not 100% sure what they're working and where. I feel like it's HF. I don't know if they're doing any internet or anything like that, or VHF, UHF, but it looked like a really interesting event. Something in support of the Space and Rocket Center up there. Looked really cool. All right. Anyone, Huntsville or Coleman, call now.
AC4LA, this is Pete. Checking in. And W3 and H coming through Huntsville now, and there was another gentleman that was trying to tell you it was online. I didn't catch who it was.
All right, Owen, thank you for verifying that. Looks like the connection has been fairly stable the last several weeks, so hopefully they've got the nodes straightened out. Very good. Thank you for that. I picked up Pete, AC4LA. Were there any additional check-ins from the Huntsville or Coleman areas? Call now.
AK4B Coleman on short time.
I may need that one again. Was that Kilo 4 Bravo?
B Alpha Kilo 4 Bravo Burton Coleman.
Okay, Bert, got you checked in. Took me a minute to get the call sign to update on NetLogger. But I got it that time. Alpha Kilo 4 Bravo, Bert and Carmen, thank you for checking in with us. Haven't heard you in a while. Glad to hear you. Anyone else, Huntsville or Coleman? All right, hearing no additional check-ins, let's move to out-of-state check-ins. Anyone out of state or anyone not yet acknowledged, please call now.
This is Whiskey Alpha 4, Alpha Quebec Whiskey. Handle is Carl, Charlie Alpha Romeo Lima, QTH Maryville, Illinois, and will be short time.
November 4 Lima X-Ray, Michael in Lexington, Kentucky.
Shelby County, Alabama, Lake.
All right, we picked up a few new stations. Let's see, we got Carl, WA4AQW, Maryville, Illinois. Thank you for checking in with us. Michael in 4LX. And Jimbo, KD4GS, Shelby County. Anyone else not yet acknowledged or out of state? All right, if you're unable to check in over RF, or if you want to take a peek at the trivia questions before we get started, visit uarc.n4lx.com. I'll run through the list and see if we have any additional stations before I read the trivia questions. So far I've got Kilo Oscar 4, Oscar Juliet Alpha, KI5RVX, K4DXY, the web check-in, KB9LBP Steve, W3NH, AC4LA, AK4B, I believe he was short time, and WA4AQW, N4LX, and KD4GS. Do we have any additional stations not yet acknowledged? Call now. All right, hearing no additional stations, I'm going to read the trivia questions and then we'll go to answers and comments. Question number 1, PL is the proprietary name for CTCSS by which company? Is it A, GE, B, Johnson, or C, Motorola? Question number 2, what in ham lingo is a lid? Is it A bad or inconsiderate operator, or B, a light intensifying diode, or C, an antenna made out of bottle caps? And question number 3, a shipboard antenna described as having multiple parallel wires and secured to a ship mast with a yoke arrangement was known as A, a dipole, B, a Faraday, or C, Marconi. So that's the trivia questions for this week. Again, you can look them up at uarc.n4lx.com if you'd like to read them offline. And I'm not opposed to rereading them either. So we'll go to first on the list. Alan, KO4OJA. Go ahead.
Well, good evening, everyone. For the trivia questions, I'm going to guess CAC. And I had a couple of things I wanted to mention. First of all, the Black Warrior Hamfest is this weekend. So if you're in the Tuscaloosa area, it's at County High Saturday morning. So it'd be worth checking out. If I remember correctly, the admission is $10 per person. And another thing, some of you may already know, Perry Wheelis has been in the hospital for the past week or so. He had heart surgery Friday, and anyway, I spoke to him a few times over the last few days, and he's come through that well, and he was supposed to go home today. I haven't heard from him today, but anyway, he sounds like he's got a long recovery ahead of him, so everybody kind of keep him in your prayers. KO4OJA.
Well, thank you for the news items. I definitely did not know about Perry. I had been out of town last week, and I didn't catch that news. But glad to hear he's okay and possibly going home today. And definitely check out the Black Warrior Hamfest. I've never done it, but I've heard nothing but good things. And maybe one of these days I can make it out there. Got you down for Charlie Alpha Charlie. Up next is Connor KI5RVX.
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with Alan tonight on the trivia answers. Charlie, Alpha Charlie, and a Roll Tide. I don't have a whole lot of comments, so I'll just go back to you, KI5RVX.
All right, Connor, thank you for checking in with us again this week. Charlie Alpha Charlie and a Roll Tide. Steve is up next, KB9LBP. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, thanks, Russell, for picking me up. Yeah, I've had an interesting week this week. Went out behind the shed, you know, and the shed is kind of close to the back fence back here. And I was, you know, weeding and all that, and we were pouring mulch down behind it and on the sides, you know, to make it look halfway decent. I got into some poison ivy on my right arm, just a small patch, but it really itches and so forth, and I've been investigating unique things to try to clean it up and get rid of it. So, but it itches quite a bit. And then today, Deb and I had to go to the optometrist to get our eyes checked and all that, and glasses, and that cost me a bundle. I can't believe how high glasses are, and the frames, and all the examinations and so forth. So, boy, that kind of set me back a little bit. But other than that, it's been a good week. My answers are Charlie, Bravo, Charlie. Charlie, Bravo, Charlie. So I'm going to go with that with a Roll Tide. So thanks, Russell, for picking me up.
Well, Steve, I sure hate to hear that. Poison ivy is no fun. Our neighbor got that a little while back, and it just had them all messed up. And one of the children in the neighborhood got into it too. We've got a lot of it out here. As much yard work as I do, I'm really surprised I haven't gotten into it. We've got different variations of the three-leafed menaces. My wife's identified them, and I can't remember what all they are, but we got at least 3 different kinds that pop up from time to time. I spray them and try to keep them beat back around the house, but it seems to be a losing battle. Yeah, we were out of town last week, so when I got back, our yard was very much overrun with at least 4-inch grass, so I spent about 2.5 hours before the net doing yard work, so definitely tried to let it cool down, but it didn't seem to help a whole lot. All right, got you down. Charlie, Bravo, Charlie, and a Roll Tide. And Owen's up next, W3NH. Go ahead, Owen.
Okay, Russell, W3NH. Hello to everyone. Well, I guess I'm going to follow the trend. And that was, I think, well, where's my answers? Darn it. Hang on. Yeah, Roll Tide, Charlie, Alpha, Charlie. And I'm looking for it now. I'm trying to find a list. Me and N4LX some years ago come out among ourselves with a little list of things lids do, and I'm going to try to find it and send it to you. So back to you, Russell, W3NH.
All right, Owen, looking forward to that. It sounds vaguely familiar. I might have seen that before, but the way my memory is, I would definitely like to see it again. If not, yeah, definitely send that along. AC4LA is up next. Go ahead, Pete. How are you doing?
Real good, Russell, and thanks for picking me up, and hello to the net. And first, I'll say a big roll tide. I just got in from work, right when the net started. I barely made it in, as usual. Well, I'm sorry to hear about Perry, but I'm glad, it looks like he's getting better, and he's going to get to go home. I didn't know about that. I knew I hadn't heard him recently. My answers are going to be Charlie, Alpha, Charlie, and a big, big, big roll tide to go along with it. I know I've got 2 of those right, and maybe all 3, at least I hope anyway. I know the first one I got. Okay. Anyway, back to net, Russell, and yeah, I got a little hot today. Did a little bit of work out there, but I made it through it. Back to net.
Well, good deal. Yeah, I was in the same boat. I was not looking forward to getting out there in the triple digits, but I think I caught it in the lower 90s when I finally got out there. But it was not fun the first 30 to 45 minutes into it. Let me double check. I think Bert was short time, but let me see if AK4B is still out there. Go ahead, Bert.
And Roll Tide, and I'm going to take BAC. I'm going to be the rebel, BAC. But yeah, enjoyed the net, and I'm waiting on the phone call. Some people coming in on the airplane I got to pick up, so I'll be standing by. AK4B.
All right, Bert, glad I called you anyway. Bravo, Alpha, Charlie, and a Roll Tide. Got you down. Carl is up next, WA4AQW.
I think Carl said he was short time.
Okay, maybe I got Bert and Carl backwards when I wrote down short time. Yeah, I don't see him connected anymore. So I'll watch and see if he links back up. Michael's up next, N4LX. Go ahead, Michael, tell us all about it.
Well, Russell, I don't know if I've really got anything anybody want to hear, to be honest with you. It's hot as I'll get out here in Lexington. I don't expect it to be any better. We're flying to Chicago tomorrow for a few days and back to Lexington. We've been here for about a month now, and it is it's pretty hot. Been fortunate to Cincinnati a few times, my old stomping ground, and meet up with some friends I haven't seen in a while. Anyway, I'll go ahead and give you a Roll Tide in Charlie Alpha Charlie, and 73 to you in the net. N4LX.
All All right, Michael. Very good. Thank you for checking in with us. Charlie Alpha Charlie and the Roll Tide. Yeah, definitely on the road a lot. I don't know if I could do that quite that often, but I do like getting out and about from time to time, even flying, but I haven't done that in a couple of years. Probably pre-pandemic was the last time I flew anywhere. Let's see. Jimbo is up next, KD4GS. Go ahead, Jimbo.
All right, what were the choices on number 3?
Dipole is A, B, Faraday, and C, Marconi. You did say 3, right?
Is correct. Okay. Family. And Steve, I got 2 selections for you. You can either use that Calamil, which is pink, and broadcast that you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. It dries the skin out. But then there's a Caladrill, which is clear. The section in there which stops the intermission. Now, on to business. Roll Tide, and I'm going to go with... Thank you for calling the net. Back to net control.
Jimbo, I think I need the answers again. Very unusual to have a dropout on your signal, but it got very staticky at one point and dropped out a little bit. I got the Roll Tide. Try the answers one more time.
It should have been an orb of rotating lights against the outside. The answers are Charlie, Alpha Charlie. How copy? Over.
I got it 100% that time. Charlie Alpha Charlie and a Roll Tide. All right, that brings us to the bottom of the list. I'll open it up for additional check-ins. Let me identify the net since I've missed it twice. This is KV4S with the University Amateur Radio Club's Thursday Night Net. If you're unable to check in over RF, and if you'd like to take a peek at the trivia questions ahead of time, uarc.n4lx.com. Anyone, anywhere, not yet acknowledged, call now.
This is Kilo Mike 4, Victor Papa Golf. Kilo Mike 4, Victor Papa Golf. Douglas. Fayette, Alabama. Roll Tide, roll. Good evening, Annette. I forgot about it, just thought about it. This is Kilo November 4, Oscar Kilo Yankee. KN4OKY, Jimmy, Blunt County.
Control, this is. This is Kilo 4, Uniform Delta X-Ray. Kilo 4, Uniform Delta X-Ray. Paul in Northport, Roll Tide.
All right, picked up a few new stations. Let's see, KM4 VPG Douglas, KN4OKY Jimmy and Aniana, and KK4 UDX Paul in Northport. Any additional stations? Call now.
November 4, Foxtrot, Juliet, Bravo, Jeff and Coker, no traffic.
All right, we picked up Jeff, N4FJB. Anyone else? All right, we'll go to the top of this list. Douglas, go ahead with your comments and or trivia answers. KM4VPG.
KM4VPG, hello to the net. Hope everybody's had a good day, and it's been hot here. I heard something about Perry. What's wrong with him? Back to you.
Alan, are you still on here? KO4OJA?
Yeah, I'm still here. Perry went into the hospital last week with chest pains and ended up having heart surgery. He had I think he said he had 8 blocked arteries. Had those cleared out Friday. Said they actually had to cut his sternum and wire it back together, and he's supposed to be going home today. When I talked to him yesterday, he said he was planning to go home today, but sounds like he's got a pretty good recovery ahead of him. He said he was supposed to not even try to drive for a month and had some pretty strong restrictions on what he could do while he recovers. KO4JA.
All righty. Thank you for informing me on that. I didn't know nothing about it. But anyway, okay. I don't have no idea what the question is. The answers, I mean. Put me down for the one, the best one. I think it's CAC. I'm not sure, but anyway. Let's see. Let me go by the thing here. PL is priority, CTS. C for the first one. I'll go with A the second one. And C for the last one. That way you won't have to put it down for anything. Just give me them. CAC. And hope everybody has a good night. If not, hope it gets better for them and say 73 dog. Okay, on 4VPG back to net control.
All right, very good, Douglas. Got you down. Charlie Alpha Charlie and a roll tide seems to be the trend tonight. And Alan, thank you for repeating the information there and the extra detail. I did not write it down fast enough. I didn't even catch the reason that he was in the hospital. So thank you for that, Phil. Let's see. Jimmy is up next. KN4OKY.
Joined up listening right there, so I didn't hear the question, so I hadn't got anything to add there. Been a pretty busy day on this side. My mom's AC went out, so I installed a window unit for her till a repairman can come out and fix it. And, anyway, I'm relaxing now, getting to talk on the radio a little bit. Appreciate you letting me check in on your net. I'll say 73's to net control and everyone on the net.
Well, thank you for checking in with us. I'll go ahead and reread these since we got a few more people that joined a little bit afterward. Let's see. Question number 1. PL is a proprietary name for CTCSS by which company? A is General Electric, GE, B, Johnson, or C, Motorola? Question 2, what in ham lingo is a lid? Is it A, bad or inconsiderate operator, B, a light intensifying diode, or C, an antenna made out of bottle caps? Question 3, a shipboard antenna described as having multiple parallel wires and secured to a ship's mast with a yoke arrangement was known as A, dipole, B, a Faraday, or C, Marconi. Do you want to take a stab at them? All right. Go ahead with your answers. I think he was passing. But if not, jump back in there. Paul is up next, KK4UDX.
KK4UDX. I'm going to go with the consensus tonight and go with Charlie, Alpha, Charlie, and a roll tide. Thank you. 73.
Oh, no, thank you, Paul, for checking in with us. KK4UDX. Got you down for Charlie, Alpha, Charlie, and a roll tide. Jeff is up next in 4FJB. Go ahead, Jeff.
Alrighty. Ain't much here. Just trying to stay cool. Looking forward to Hamfest. Gonna take my general test and get my license Saturday. And anyhow, as far as the questions go, I'm gonna go with Charlie, Alpha, Charlie, and roll tide. Good evening, everyone.
All right, Jeff, thank you for checking in with us. Charlie, Alpha, Charlie, and a roll tide. And good luck with the upgrade. General will definitely open up the HF doors, and it's a whole new world out there. Thank you for checking in. Charlie, Alpha, Charlie, and a roll tide. That brings us to the bottom of the list again. Let's see if we have any additional check-ins before we reveal the answers. Anyone, anywhere, not yet acknowledged, call now. This is KV4S with the University Amateur Radio Club's Thursday Night Net.
Kilo November 4, Mike Delta Echo, Thomas in Somerville.
All right, we picked up Kilo November 4, Mike Delta Echo, Thomas in Somerville. Any additional stations? All right, let's go to Thomas. Go ahead with your trivia answers and tell us about your week.
Well, I'm going to have to go with a consensus on Charlie, Alpha, Charlie for the answers. Just trying to keep from overheating right now. Looking forward to having a 3-day weekend so I can work on a few antennas for field day. Back to you, Net Control.
All right, got you down for Charlie, Alpha, Charlie, and a roll tide. And, yeah, field day is right around the corner. Get the antennas ready. It might be a hot one. Did we have another station trying to check in or a comment? I thought I caught a clip of somebody. All right, might have been a quick key. Anyone else? Anyone else not yet acknowledged? Please call now. All right, hearing none, we'll start the closeout process. I was a little nervous at first, but we ended up with 16 total check-ins, including myself. So thank you for joining. That's about a normal to a little bit on the high side for check-ins. So I guess the heat didn't scare everyone away. Let's see. So I think I've gone too easy on these questions. I may have to step it up next time I call. My node's acting up. Hang on. All right, let's see if that holds in there a little bit more stable. So with that, everyone tonight is a winner. Everyone's a winner tonight. The correct answers were Charlie Alpha Charlie, and with the extra credit of Roll Tide, we had everyone was a winner. So if you picked Charlie Alpha Charlie, you got even extra credit with your Roll Tide. So thank you for that. PL is a proprietary name for CSS, by which company? It was Motorola. What in ham lingo is a lid? And of course, it's a bad or inconsiderate operator. And a shipboard antenna described as having multiple parallel wires and secured to a ship mast with a yoke arrangement is a Marconi. I'd never heard of that, so interesting setup. Charlie Alpha Charlie was the answers. So let's see. Let's take a standby and see if we have any additional last-minute check-ins, and then we'll close out. This is KV4S with the University Amateur Radio Club's Thursday Night Net. If you have any questions or comments regarding this net, or to volunteer as regular or backup net control station, please contact Perry Wheelis at K4CWW@Comcast.net or Michael Mallory Tucker at N4LX@N4LX.com. In fact, I would say just contact Michael for now. Perry is probably going to be incommunicado for a little while. Thank you to everyone who makes our weekly net possible, and to each of you for participating in the net this evening. Please join us again next Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time for the University Amateur Radio Club net. At 8:42 Central Time, this net is closed, and these frequencies, nodes, repeaters, and reflector are returned to normal amateur use. This is KV4S. Roll Tide.